Well, I got started in the real estate business completely by accident. I was a freshman at the Wharton School in 1981. Wanted to get an investment banking job over the summer between freshman and sophomore year, and went around northern New Jersey where I grew up, dropping my resume off at every commercial bank and investment bank I saw, trying to get a summer job. Saw Coldwell Banker, walked in thinking the place was a bank, gave them my resume, they hired me for a summer job. Took it, loved it, went back my next 2 summers, and then started with CB when I got out of school. So I got into the real estate business completely by accident. Oh gosh, there are so many great must-read books. I would say Good to Great, Winning Friends and Influencing People, 10X is Easier Than 2X, The Gap and the Gain, Who Not How. But if you want to see my full reading list, go to bobknakal.com and look at my suggested reading list, and there's a great synopsis of all the books that I really enjoy on there. The first deal was the sale of a 20,000 square foot vacant furniture showroom at 1421 3rd Avenue. We sold that building to American Medical International in 1985 for the first MRI facility in New York City. Remember it fondly. The building almost burned down the night before the closing. The seller called us in a panic saying there had been a fire. Fortunately, the buyer said, hey, we were going to gut renovate the building anyway, so they saved me some money on demolition costs. Deal closed anyway, and we were very thankful that it did close. The proudest moment of my career probably was when I came to realize that the Massey-Knakal legacy in New York City is very far-reaching. We did a count, and we were expecting it to be the low double digits, but as it turns out, in the New York City investment sales world today, there are 30 companies or divisions of companies that are either owned by or run by people that learn the business at Massey-Knakal, and that's a legacy I'm extraordinarily proud of. Oh gosh, the deals that didn't go as planned are great learning experiences, and I'll tell you, I learn a lot more from the deals that don't close than the ones that do. The biggest lesson I've learned from deals that don't go well is to make sure you're dealing with the decision maker. Too often you're dealing with a son or a daughter who holds themselves out as the owner, and then you come to find out that mom or dad is really the decision maker, or there's another partner behind the scenes that has a big say. So really important to understand who all the decision makers are in a deal, and that's a great lesson that I've learned the hard way more than once, unfortunately. Gosh, the most unusual request from a client, I don't really recall any. I mean, I'm sure there have been dozens, but can't really think of one. In 2025, I think New York City will experience the biggest sell-off in the history of New York. The past 40 years, using Manhattan as a microcosm of the market, in Manhattan, south of 96th Street, there's 27,649 buildings, and the highest turnover rate we've ever had was 4.3%, which occurred in 2012. The long-term average, in fact, has been 2.6%. Lowest it ever was 1.2% in 2009. But I think turnover in 2025 is going to be in excess of 5% because we have not only a very robust discretionary seller base, we're going to have a very robust non-discretionary seller base as well. So I think we're going to see turnover well over 5% in 2025. Technology relative to the commercial real estate industry has really changed things dramatically. And I'll take you back to 1984 when I sat at my desk for the first time. I had no computer on my desk, no fax machine, no cell phone. We carried rolls of quarters around in our pocket to go to the payphone on the corner and make calls. The world has changed very dramatically over the last 40 years, but I can tell you that I think the extent to which the world is going to change over the next 5 years is going to blow away the change over the last 40, and that's mainly through artificial intelligence. We are using AI in many ways at BKREA, and it's really changing the way everything is being done. if I was going to invest $50 million in New York City real estate, I would buy two types of properties. One, I would buy land in Manhattan because I think land today is extraordinarily undervalued. Secondly, I would buy property in the outer boroughs that is near transportation hubs, because I think increasingly the city is going to have to increase density around transportation, decrease density far away from transportation, and so I think on a long-term basis those will be very, very well-performing investments. Well, when people are coming up in their careers in commercial real estate, I tell them that there are basically three characteristics that I see in people that do the best. One is they are an expert at a relatively thin slice of the market, meaning pick something that's small enough you can know every last detail about it, become a true expert, make sure that that segment is large enough that you can make a good living doing it, but small enough that you really can be an expert at it. Two, have passion. You have to love this business. You have to love what you do, because no matter how good you are, you're going to have tough times. So you want to make sure that that passion for the business, that love of the business will get you through the tough times so you can be around when times get inevitably better, which they will. And then third is being able to use discipline very well. And I say use discipline as opposed to have discipline, because discipline is not something you either have or don't have. It's something that you choose to use or choose not to use. And so it's the folks who are able to use discipline well rise to the top in this industry. I get my suits from Marissa Kravnik from Lawrence Menswear. She's been my tailor for over 20 years. I used to be in New York. She's now out in Cleveland. Marissa is fantastic, and I really enjoy working with her.